I'm just finding out about Makeup Shayla. I think maybe 2 months ago my brother was telling me that some YouTuber or Instagram makeup person was going to be at a mall in Atlanta, and that was actually the first time I ever heard about Makeup Shayla, and I was like, oh, I'm not interested, I don't know who she is. And then I don't know what sparked my interest, but I just started following her on Instagram, and I saw that she had a contour palette coming out with Tarte, the Tarteist contour by Shayla. And so I was really intrigued to try it because I'll link my first contour and highlighting routine video down below. But I've never really been into contour and highlighting palettes just because I feel like the majority of them are geared toward individuals with lighter skin. So if it's a palette, you're probably only going to be able to use a few colors as a palette if you have a darker skin tone. So I really just didn't feel like it would be smart for me to spend upwards of $50 and $60 on a palette where I could only use a couple of colors. So if you don't know, Shayla is a gorgeous woman of color, and so I was really excited to see that she was coming out with a palette that is more likely geared toward those with either tan or deeper skin tones. And I just thought it's so cute. On the back of the packaging it says Tarteist approved, which is her English bulldog, I believe. I did purchase my palette from the Tarte website when it launched, I think last Sunday. I think that was around like the 19th. It was on Father's Day. The palette sold out, but they are going to bring it back, I think near the 4th of July on Sephora's website. So that will be good. So this is what the packaging looks like. Super, super pretty, though I will say upon opening this packaging, it's not as substantial as it looks. This kind of just feels a little cheap, for lack of better words. Not a super big deal because I'm going to actually dip into the product. It's a really nice size palette. It's about the size or a little larger than my palm, and it comes with a matte highlight under eye kind of powder to set your concealer. It comes with 2 highlighting powders, a lighter one and a darker one, a really pretty blush, and 2 contour shades, a lighter one and a darker one. So I've only swatched these colors, and from what I can see, they look really nice. Here's a good accurate representation of the color. I have applied foundation and concealer. I have not highlighted or contoured, so I'm excited to dip into this palette. These shades can also be used as eyeshadow, so I will be doing a separate tutorial after this one using these colors on my eyes. But I'm really excited to dip into this palette, and let's see if it's worth it, how the application is, and all that good stuff. The first thing I'm going to do is set my under eye concealer because that's literally the first thing I always do. And I'm going to use this MAC 116 brush, and I'm going to use the color Correct, which is this one. It's basically a matte highlight color, more to set your concealer, and it's a yellow tone, which is really nice. The color seems to look a little chalky. I am experiencing a little bit of dust, but let's see how it applies. It's a really nice color. I tend to not bake with my under eye concealer anymore just because I think it makes your under eye area look a little bit dry. So I'm just gonna swipe this under that area. Yeah, the powder is a little chalky, but it has good pigmentation. I like that it is yellow toned, so that's nice. I usually use more of a translucent color, but I think this works for giving like a very brightened effect. I'm also going to apply this yellow tone powder where I applied some concealer on my chin, a little on the bridge of my nose. These almost smell like chocolate. You know how the Too Faced chocolate palettes smell like chocolate? This almost smells like chocolate as well. So next I'm going to contour. I'm going to use this angled brush because Shayla always uses this type of brush when she applies her contour. And I'm first going to go into the lighter contour shade, which is number 3 right there. Now, when applying contour, I like to kind of follow the line going from the tip of my ear. So this would be my line of contour. And I'm just, whoops, that's backwards. Now, that is kind of like an ashy brown, but it does look very natural. So I just like to start off with like one line, blend it back towards my hairline. I am interested to see how the darker shade looks. So I am gonna tap that brush in there just once. Woo, that's dark. But I can blend that out. So I would say if you have a darker skin tone, if you have a deeper skin tone than I have, this darker contour will look really nice on you. I'm just gonna kind of blend that out on my wrist. Should probably take off this bracelet. It's probably annoying you guys, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend that out. But I'm kind of gonna leave it a little bit intense just so that, you know, you can see it better visually for camera purposes. But I do like the first contour. It is a little more cool tone. I am going to compare it to my MAC Blunt. This is the color that I usually contour with. This is MAC's Blunt. Excuse my nails. I've been a little under the weather, so I wasn't able to redo them. And this lighter one is the one that I use. So as you can see, Blunt is a little more warm toned, which I like, because when I get a little darker, I like a little bit more warmth. So the lighter color one is nice. I mean, it works the best with my skin tone, but I do like a little more warmth, but that's okay. Now I'm going to do my highlight, which you guys know I love highlights, and I'm really excited that there are 2 shades in this one. I'm gonna swatch them both. So this is the lighter one. It has a little bit of a gold tone to it, and then this is the darker one. It looks to have more of a bronzy golden tone to it. Can you see the second one looks more like my skin, so I'm probably gonna have to use the first highlight. I can say that I really like the variation of tones, especially for those with a deeper skin tone. I think this is gonna work really well for you, even if you have a deeper skin tone than myself. I'm going to go into that first highlight that's a little more golden tone, and I'm just gonna, and I like to apply my highlight kind of on the high point of my cheek, so a little bit above the contour. And that is really pretty. It's very intense, but if you know anything about Shayla, she loves a highlight, and not just one, she does double highlights sometimes. And I'm gonna put a little down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, a little on my forehead, a little on my chin, more on my nose. So definitely that highlight is really nice. Ignore all the texture. I've been having like bad skin weeks, but I can say that I like this highlight. It's a little more like not golden. I like more of a peachy highlight, but that's still fine. And then the last step would be the blush. I'm gonna use a MAC 129. And I'm just gonna apply the blush between my contour and highlight. Okay, I need a lot of product. This is a really nice peachy blush. This is not applying too well, so I'm gonna go into a more densely packed blush brush, and I still don't seem to be picking up a lot of product. But it's really pretty once it's applied. Yes, that's a really pretty blush color. But I can say that anytime, like when I was working at Sephora and I would try Tarte blushes in store, they were never really that pigmented on my skin tone. So I don't know if it's just that Tarte blushes are more suited for those with a lighter skin tone or what, but it's taking a lot for me to get a nice pigmentation. But I am also really used to NARS blushes, so I will say that. This is the look. It looks kind of stark. I am going to kind of just blend this all in. And let me zoom you guys back. Overall, I really do like this palette. I think the matte peachy toned kind of color to set your concealer is really nice. I like the blush. I like the highlights. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the contour color. I do want to try that darker highlight as well. but I'm not crazy about the contour color. I just feel like it's a little too cool toned for my liking. That's just a matter of personal preference, of course. I think they're nice tones in terms of the depth, because a lot of times in palettes it's hard to find contour shades for those of us with a little bit of a deeper skin tone. Overall thoughts on this palette: I like it. Do I think it's worth the $54 or $45, however much it was? Yes, I think it's worth it. Some of the colors are a little chalky, but I think that's okay for an under eye setting color, setting powder. The highlight's pretty. It's definitely not what I'm used to. I'm used to something with a little more peachy pink tones in it, like my Bobbi Brown Bronze Glow, but I still like it. The only two things I'm not really obsessed with are the contour colors. I'll keep this palette. I'm sure it's something that I could definitely use. It gives me nice face definition. I'm probably just not used to the tones in it, but like I said, everybody has a preference. So yeah, I think this is a great contour palette. I even think you'd be able to use it if you're lighter than myself. This first contour color is definitely light enough. Somebody that's like a light tan could definitely get away with it, and I really like it. I like what I'm seeing in my mirror. The coloring is maybe a little off because it's overcast today, but I'm impressed with this palette. I'm gonna put all the product information down below, as well as the date that I think it's going to be live on Sephora's website and all that jazz. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.